Hello everyone, it's Lawrence Little, better known as the Wet Shaving Barber again, back with a quick video in the series, The Wet Shaving Barber, called Blooming. That's essential and getting your shaving soap ready for the client, if you will, in the whole shaving process. Now, blooming essentially is you take your shaving soap. Blooming consists of a couple of things. You want to take some warm water, okay? And you take the water and you'll pour it into this, okay? Just a little bit so that it's, as you can see here, it's kind of gliding over the top. And what this is going to do is essentially soften up the, the surface, if you will, of the shaving soap, making it easier for you to lather. Now, many will come up with different techniques and timing on how long you want to bloom. Usually I like to take a couple of minutes because I really like to get that aroma going also for the client, because you can smell it and the client can smell it as it's in the bowl as it continues to bloom. So after, like I said, in my case, a minute or two, I will then turn around, take the water that I have here. I'm going to pour this off. Whoops. So I take this, pour this back off. And now, as you can see here, you have a slick, wet surface that's really ready to go to work for your client. Now, one of the things that you can do, many people like to do, is they like to take the bloom water, that is the water that you got off of this, instead of just pouring it back into the sink, you can pour it over your shave brush, let it soak into that, and then you just shake your shave brush out a little bit. So now that we've had this to bloom, let's see how it works. Now, you may find that while you're doing this, you may want to add a little water. It depends on how creamy you want to have the experience, so I'm going to do that. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, this is what you call a very well prepared shaving soap brush. But am I going to now apply this lather to my client's face? No. I'm actually going to now transfer this. This is what's called bowl lathering. So I'm going to transfer it over to my shaving scuttle, which I already had a chance to put warm water in. So this is going to help create a warm shave. And I'll just take this, move this around. I usually like to go 60 to 90 seconds, and you can go in different ways. I also do a pump action here, and that helps build up that lather. So I just don't go around. I'll go in different directions. Some people go figure eight. Some people in the middle will stop and pump again. And when you do that, that starts to really push the lather up. And as you can see, how you're creating a great thick lather there. Look at what's on the brush. Oh, come on. That head of lather is just fantastic. But we're not through. Let's add a little bit more water. And again, this is part of the process. And the more you do this, the client sees you taking this kind of time. You're not rushing. You're really preparing well. You want to make sure that they receive a great shave experience. Oh, let's add some more water. Some soaps are thirsty, and so they like a lot of water. But you can only add it in small increments. What I do sometimes is I'll just put a few drops on the shave brush, or I'll just put a few drops in the shave scuttle as well. And let's get this going here. I love this part. It's a great scent, a great soap. You can just see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is going to go on your client's face. This is outstanding. Look at that. Look at that. Take your time. know how to bowl lather, know how to prepare the soap by blooming it. And look at this. Look at this. This is what happens. Look. Nice, thick, and slick there. You see some of the peaks? When you start to see peaks, then you know you're doing something right. So you know you've got it in a creamy, yogurt-like fashion here, but look at that. Now, this is one way to really check it out for yourself. When you rub your hands together, you feel what your client is going to feel on their face. And I'm just telling you, that is a winner. So, again, before you apply the shaving soap on your client's face, take the time to first prep the brush by putting a little water in the shave soap. Let it bloom for a minute or two. You usually want to have warm water. Then when you pour that over the brush, again, and you want to wring the brush a little bit, you don't want it too wet. Then you can turn around and transfer it to a bowl, like I did in my shaving scuttle here. Here, you swirl this around. This is one of the benefits of using a shaving scuttle as opposed to just a shaving mug or something like that, simply because the ridges help in creating agitation and, again, creating a really great lather. I usually go for about 60 seconds here. You want to be careful. You usually start out dry. A little bit of water, then you work it around. Now, as you notice here, you see a really great thick lather developing. If you start out a little dry, and you notice as you're lathering that it's still a little cakey, add just a little water. And when I mean a little water, like maybe a half a teaspoon, if that, maybe a quarter teaspoon. Always add the water in very, very small, minute increments, because the last thing you want to do is get too much water in here, and then you'll start to see bubbles inside your lather. When you see those bubbles, you know you did something wrong. The best thing for you to do is basically rinse out your bowl, reapply some shaving cream inside the bowl, and start all over again. But as you can see here, this is a great head of lather. And I still have more inside the bowl as well, so I can complete a 3-pass shave.